Luke Burton, and I was a head at Leytonstone School in Waltham Forest for 8 years, from 2006 to December 2013.
Mm-hmm.
Just tell us something about the tuition service that you offer. Give us a kind of overview, a picture, a big picture.
For us, the main thing is achievement.
Yeah.
What our students do well to achieve. And we support them in the curriculum subjects,
yeah.
English, maths, science. But a very important thing that we do is also around the life skills and the mentoring.
Right.
We bring that in.
So it's surrounded.
Yes, holistic, really. Because sometimes students come in and they're quite good at maths, but because they're not applying themselves, they're not being organized, then they're losing out in the grades. So that's about getting them to be organized and come at the full package. That's what we aim to offer to students.
So you help them, support them in terms of their confidence?
Confidence building, yes.
And also their attitudes outside of the main subjects?
Yes. Now that person generally, good attitude, attitude towards learning, how to manage your time well, how to be organized.
And you help them?
Yeah, for example, we give them certain timetables, how to plan out their evenings, their afternoons, after they finish school, what do they do? Instead of sitting and playing games and stuff like that. Nowadays there's all these mobile phones and social media. We try to get them to focus a few hours of the evening at least on their education. And they do that continuously. They have homework to do from us, from school, because they have their own private studies to do, especially when they come towards the exam years. And year 6 doing the SATs, year 11 doing GCSEs and so on.
It reminds me, you've got some elements of the growth mindset where Carol Dweck comes in there. It reminds me of, and your viewers, if you need to, check that out. Some video clips on Carol Dweck and growth mindset.
That was my dissertation.
That was your dissertation?
That dissertation was focused around that, yeah.
So what do you tutors do to support your work of your students? What do you tutors do?
I mean, the first and foremost, getting tutors who are versed in the UK system.
Yeah, they understand.
Because some tuition centres and others that I work around, they use teachers who come from overseas. And they don't understand the system fully.
So they're not really hitting the kind of criteria that the students need to be hitting, or the exam technique may not be hitting.
Yeah, and the methodology that they apply is like different from what they use in the UK. So getting teachers who are versed in the UK system, teachers who are current, because you know that there's always changes in the curriculum, and every few years there's changes in the curriculum in the school system and so on.
That's a good point.
So having the best teachers we can find to work with is very important. Plus myself, I'm very active in education, as you know. So I'm leading the whole program. So therefore, I'm current, I'm seeing what's happening, I'm seeing the changes in policy and legislation, in the curriculum and all that. And we're applying the changes. As soon as something comes up, we apply that to tuition, because we have to be current to get the students to achieve.
And you're well versed in the basics, because you delivered the master's course at my school in assessment for learning, for example, on behalf of Middlesex University. So we have the knowledge, don't we? So we apply that and help our students to utilize it and grow. Okay, I've got some more questions for you. You said you're holistic. So outside of tuition, what kind of support do you provide for your students?
Outside of tuition, we set them homework ourselves. So that's kind of part and parcel of the tuition. But also, if they have homework from school, because sometimes they come to us and they get homework from school or a project or some homework and they don't understand what they're meant to do, or they can't do it, they need the support, then we help them with that.
So you're supporting and reinforcing the work that the school does?
Yes.
I know that you mentioned the work that you give them, but you are ensuring that the school stuff is hit and they're providing support to do very well in those areas. So there's a bit less pressure's taken off, because that's useful time for them, isn't it? To tick those boxes.
Because I think one of the things which is kind of funny, I don't do tuition for my sake.
No,
it's for the schools. Because in the end, the school is where they're being assessed, and the GCSE exams and the SATs and all that is coming through the school. So all I'm doing, I'm supporting the work of the school to make the students achieve their full potential.
Right. Which is superb. Okay. So how are new students started in your tuition program? New parents come in, you haven't seen the student before, so what do you do?
Right. So the first thing is benchmark assessment. So we always ask a parent to come in for a consultation. So we do a free consultation, as it were.
Okay. That means the parents get a chance to see what you're about, gives you a chance to explore where the students are interested, what might motivate them, that kind of stuff.
Exactly, yeah. So the parents and the student will come in for consultation. And once they have what we discussed, then the next step is an assessment. So we assess the students to ensure that we can work out the benchmark where they are.
Right.
And we also do things like analyzing the school reports to see trends in their progress and behavior and things like that. Because one of the things that we support parents with is the behavior.
Yeah.
Because sometimes what is affecting our students is their behavior in school. So if we get the parents to, sometimes the parents phone us just to address behavior, because sometimes parents don't know what to do.
Yes, yes.
You know, for example, the other boy a couple of weeks ago was excluded from school, and the mom was on the phone to me saying, "What do I do? He's excluded, and his behavior, is kind of not so good." So I'm personally mentoring that boy. He's year 9 now. He's going to year 10 in September, and I'm mentoring him. So I'm meeting him weekly to go through things with him to improve his attitude towards learning, the attitude towards his teachers, and his behavior in general. Because I think the students need that.
Well, because we've all got the same aims. If a student, from my personal experience, it's hard when their parent's child is excluded, but it's not done without good reason. By and large, okay, there are cases when it's, when things aren't as they ought to be, but by and large, there's a very good reason why that takes place. And what we want is the students to be doing their very best.
Yes.
Yeah. So, if parents are strategists, and I think it's really good to see that parents can be proactive, and they're talking to you about strategies, talking with their child about strategies, and you're using the information from the school, so you know what's happening in school. The ideal if the school could be talking to you as well, but that's another step, I can imagine. And it's not easy.
It's not easy in that sense. The academic side of it, we do get the school to talk to us by the parents. So we will give them forms to fill in. For example, we want a report.
Yes, yeah.
The parents give us a report. But they might need certain grades, for instance.
Yeah, sure.
What the most recent grade, where they are, and so on. And that's not on the report, so we have to give like a form to the parents and say, could you get that
information?
And so on.
And that way you're building on and you're using the knowledge from school to support the child and get by. Brilliant. Okay. I wasn't asked about what other kind of support you provide for families as well, but in many ways you've already shared that. If you want to add to it, feel free.
Yeah, we're very general in terms of support we provide. So even though we provide a tuition service, which is education based, we recognize, because I've been doing this for 12 years or so. Yeah, about 12 years now.
Yes, yeah.
And over the years, I've been developing a lot of knowledge and experience being a tutor for 12 years. My background in teaching is 15 years? Yeah. And I've kind of worked in every sector, because I've worked in primary schools, I've worked in secondary schools, which is my main.
Your main, yes.
Yeah, I've worked in, my main is secondary science. Yeah. And I've worked in universities, lectured for 6 years or so. Yeah. And I've worked in college, lectured in college about 6 years too. So every sector of the education, I even taught in the job centre. So every sector of education in the field, I've kind of explored it. So I do have a lot of knowledge.
If I ever give up my work as an education consultant and I need a job, I'll come over and have a chat.
We'll sort something out.
Okay.
So all of that knowledge and experience I have, I plug that in, and parents will come generally and ask about different things.